I can't be the only one who loves that Stallone's production company. It's called Balboa Productions, and it's got a little hat above it and everything. That it's the best possible name for his production company. So this is a movie I never actually thought we'd see. I thought Rambo of 2008 would have been the last movie we'd seen. So to hear that this movie was coming out, I didn't really believe it until I actually started seeing trailers. Because as far as I know, Stallone has been saying this for years. Like, oh yeah, we'll do another one. We'll do another one. We'll do another one. Like he recently said he's going to do a Rocky 7, which as well I will believe that when I see a trailer for it. Because as far as I know, he's got a past of just saying, oh yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. But with this movie, Rambo Last Blood, it is a fairly enjoyable movie. I think as well because I'm such a massive Stallone fan, anything with him in it is just going to be enjoyable for me. But he's such an amazing actor. Like in this movie alone, the performance he does, even though there's these relationships that are only introduced in this movie, but you believe it because of him. Like the supporting characters there aren't on his level, so he's the one really carrying all those relationships. Like he's got a relationship with a sort of daughter, sort of niece called Gabriella, and she's good, but she's not an amazing. It's not like she doesn't really carry that relationship. It really falls on his shoulders to make you believe that the relationship that is there is on that is an actual relationship. If it wasn't for him, it was just some crappy actor, you wouldn't actually believe it was in that relationship because it's not really written well to believe that they do have a past and history there. But Stallone himself really helps you buy that is an actual relationship. Now the movie is really obviously split into two sections where the first half is pretty much, it's very similar to Taken, and the second half is kind of a brutal version of Home Alone. Now the second act was a lot better than the first. The first act alone was incredibly slow and there was a lot of build up, but some of it was kind of unnecessary build up. And for a movie that's only, I think it's an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40, it feels a lot longer because of that first act dragging on a lot. And I've heard some people complaining saying this movie is incredibly racist. I don't see I don't see how it's racist. And I see people giving out that it's too much action, but what do you expect from a Rambo movie? You can't have a Rambo movie with no action. So it's just, some of the comments I've been hearing about this movie is completely baffling. So when I said this movie's sort of like Taken, it's because Rambo's daughter slash niece kind of gets kidnapped and she gets into a sex trafficking place, and Rambo has to go and save her. But the whole subplot with the sex trafficking was very hard to watch because it felt so realistic. Like I've seen Taken, but it's been a while, so I don't really remember it so well. So seeing this again, this is like a kind of a first time actually seeing something like this because, as well I said, I haven't seen it in so long. But seeing it and seeing the girls being drugged and just everything that's being done to them, they just look, all the women in that room, they played it so well, where each and every one of them just looked terrified to be in that situation, which it really dragged it home about how important it was for Rambo to get in there and save his daughter slash niece. And because it's a Rambo movie, of course the action sequences are going to be great. The last action sequence in the movie, which I think is about 15 to 10 minutes at the very end, is absolutely brutal and it's so enjoyable. I'm not quite sure if it's more brutal than Rambo Part 4 because I haven't seen that one in about 6 or 7 months now, but that one was clearly brutal. I don't know if this one is more brutal or just not as much. There's a scene where Rambo's beating guys in the head with a hammer, which is also brutal, and as well there's a scene outside a car which is probably the most brutal thing of the entire movie. I had to kind of look away at one part of the scene because it was very brutal. Overall, I did actually really enjoy Rambo Last Blood. It's probably in my top 10 of the year so far, but I'm not quite sure yet. Like, there's a lot of scenes in the movie that really helped. Like, the last probably half an hour of this movie made it for me. If it wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed this movie as much. Because as I said, the first half does really drag in, but the second half really does help it a lot. So I probably will watch it again to see if it still holds up, if the first half drags in even more. But my only problem with this review is it was kind of hard to review it because a lot of the stuff I actually want to talk about is spoilery. So in the next day or two, I'm going to be doing a spoiler free, or not a spoiler free, a full spoiler review. So stay tuned to that. So if you don't want to see that, click subscribe so you can see it. Click, leave and like this video. And as always, thanks for watching.